Hello, welcome to Learn, Do, Become Radio, episode 230. Today I'm talking about 3 characteristics of an optimal command central. My name is April Perry, and I am one of the founders here at Learn, Do, Become. My husband Eric and I are so grateful for the chance to be here with you, along with our amazing team. We help people who are overwhelmed by the details of life to create simple systems so they can do what matters most. Now, we teach people inside of our STEP program, Steps to Everyday Productivity, how to build a command central. So I talk about a STEP command central all the time. And you may be thinking, okay, April, it's something like a bunch of file folders and things I stick on my wall with maybe a bulletin board or a chalkboard or a whiteboard, and we hang our keys there and get the mail. If you go on, Pinterest or just search online, Command Central, you're going to find a lot of things like that, which are essentially just big calendars and mail holders, that kind of thing. And that's definitely part of a command central. But in order to have an optimal command central, you want to have all the parts. I think of it like you're building a car, you're building a machine. And when you have all the parts, then you can drive the car and it works. If you just have 1 or 2 things, it can be helpful, but it won't give you the power that a full command central will give you. So today I'm talking about 3 characteristics of an optimal command central. Now, if you want to know all the parts of the command central, we have a link in the show notes where we have this quiz. It's 15 questions, and we teach you each part and what it's for and give you a chance to evaluate how your current system is working. So if you want to go deeper into that, and on our website, there's tons of free introductory resources to help you get going. So I'm not doing that here. But today I'm talking about 3 characteristics that are really important as we look at the big picture. The main reason why I'm talking about this is because I hear so often people saying, if I just had more willpower, if I just had more grit, if I could just sit down and just make myself do things, I would be so organized. The thing is, when you build an optimal command central, you don't need to have all this willpower and grit because the command central becomes the easiest course, the easiest way to move forward. Not only is it the course of least resistance, but it's the most productive, beautiful, simple, organized system. So that's why I want a command central on every desk, because it changes your life. So I will just go ahead and jump into these 3 characteristics. And as I'm talking, I hope that you will assess what you're currently doing. And if you see a need to make some changes, I hope you will come to us at Learn, Do, Become. Come to our show notes page and you can find all the links to help you get immersed in the Learn, Do, Become community. Because I want you feeling calm and organized and happy, taking care of yourself, strengthening your family, and fulfilling your unique purpose. All right, number 1, an optimal command central has automatic routines. You know, when you pick up your phone and your thumbs automatically know where to go to get to your favorite app, you're thinking, oh, I know where to click. If I want to check the weather, I know where to go. Like, you don't have to sit there and stew over it. You just know what to do because you do it all the time. It's the same thing with a command central. You need to have automatic routines for each part. So, for example, we have something called the someday list. These are items you want to do, but you can't do them right now. They don't make sense right now, but you don't want to forget about them, so you can put them on a someday list. You need to know when something comes into your mind and you think, oh, I'd love to read that book someday. Oh, I would love to go on that vacation someday. You can have, subcategories and things like that inside your someday list, but you can just put it there, it's safe, and you have a routine that's going to bring it back to you at the appropriate time. So you'll check through your someday list, maybe once a month, maybe once a quarter, maybe once a year, depending on your bandwidth. I go into my someday list whenever I feel like, hey, I've got bandwidth. What are some of the things that I've been, putting on hold for a while? It's so easy. Same thing with next actions. You want to have automatic routines for not only identifying next actions, but getting them done. So a next action is the next specific, visible activity that will lead a project toward completion. I learned this from David Allen, author of Getting Things Done. When I learned about the next action, how to take a big project that feels super overwhelming and say, well, what's the next thing I could do that's so simple? Like, for example, I have a podcast that I want to record where I have a couple of testimonials that are, audio recordings I want to embed in the podcast so you can hear other people's voices talking about their experience with our Step Command Central. But I need to go and it felt kind of overwhelming to me because, it's another step. It's another, another thing I need to add into my process. But if I say, well, what's my next action for it? Well, I know it's stored in Dropbox and I know what the keyword is and I know approximately where it is. I could probably just take a couple minutes and go find it. So easy. But when you identify that very next action, now a project doesn't feel so hard. Or things like filing receipts or putting things where they need to go in your system. When you have automatic routines, the willpower isn't even a part of it. Like if I said, hey, do you want to drive your car across the town tomorrow night? You wouldn't say, oh, it's going to take so much willpower to get behind the wheel and to drive that car. It's probably so automatic. You can just jump in and sing your favorite songs while you're driving, and it's not that big of a deal. That's how I want you to feel when you step up to your Command Central. It's like you're just getting in your car or jumping on a bike or picking up your phone. I mean, it's so easy that you don't have to, white knuckle it, okay? Second characteristic of an optimal Command Central is there is a logical processing system for some of those bigger items. So for example, when you have a really big project, or you have a big notebook full of conference notes, or you're confronted with something that needs some solid decision-making power, and maybe you need to figure out how to move forward when there are multiple dynamics at play. So you need to go make something happen. Maybe it's with a team, maybe it's with your family, and you're thinking, oh man, there are so many things that are working together in this huge project. You need to have something very logical that can help you take maybe hundreds, even thousands of details and put them into a framework that feels simple. So here at Learn, Do, Become, we've really benefited so much from David Allen and that book, Getting Things Done. One of the things I learned was the natural planning model, where he talks about how you can take a big project, figure out the purpose and principles, the outcome visioning, brainstorming, organizing, and identifying next actions. He just breaks it all down. Being able to take something really big and make it feel simple, that's a skill that needs to be developed in conjunction with building a Command Central, because some parts of your life will feel easy. So most systems that you'll learn about or see online are things like, okay, here's how you organize mail. Like, here's where your bills go. Here's where, phone calls go. Here's stuff for your calendar. And it's great. And it's great to be able to clean out your email or clean out your mail. Or you'll have, great advice on things like, here's how to clean your bedroom, or here's how to organize your kitchen. And we can take things one at a time and hack at the branches and learn how to get results on some of these, really important areas of our lives. But when it's something like, oh, you need to start a business, there's a huge project there. Or, hey, you're going to go back and get a master's degree. Okay. And you need to also coordinate a family move and, a bunch of other things so that you can actually make that master's, degree happen. Or maybe it's something like, oh, there's this big vacation. You do a family reunion. Now you've got multiple families, multiple places, multiple pieces of paper, multiple emails and messages and, financial things to manage. When you get things that feel huge, very few systems actually teach you what to do with that. In fact, I've gone to several tutorials that are offered along with, digital software or digital software. And they'll give some good advice, but often it looks so complicated that I just think, oh man, I don't even want to do that big project. But when you can learn how to be able to use a very simple current projects list, be able to either put one project on there or divide it up into sub-projects and work on just a little at a time, when you learn how to link support materials with the project and the tasks so that all of it works together, it changes the game. I've been doing that right now with our team. We are rebuilding our STEP program. It's so fun. It's looking so good. In fact, by the time this podcast it goes live, we may have it already ready. And I may have even added something to the beginning of this podcast, letting you know we're trying to get ahead, but also want to be able to make sure I'm keeping up to date on what's going on. But we have organized the entire STEP program revamp inside of our STEP Command Centrals. And so what's been amazing is we've had tons of images, links, audios, videos, descriptions, code for the computer. I mean, so many things and different people working on it. But we were able to put it together in a very simple, organized way where all the information was kept together, where we could just pop in and do the work that we needed and get the whole thing done virtually with multiple team members working on it. And it wasn't overwhelming. So that's what I want for you to do is learn how to create a very logical processing system and planning system for these bigger projects, the bigger things in your life. That's going to give you confidence because then whenever something comes your way, instead of thinking, oh man, how am I going to do this? You can just think, okay, well, let's put this into the framework and let's get this into the system. Let's just plug it in. It becomes like that plug and play. And that becomes great. All right, third characteristic of an optimal Command Central is it enables you to move at a pace that makes sense for long-term success. So many things today are built to get you maybe just quick results or just jump in and help you make a list and check it off. or you'll hear people say, oh, you get overwhelmed, just tear up your to-do list, burn everything in the driveway, whatever. When you actually have a system that recognizes your humanity and helps you move at a pace that makes sense, you're going to notice that you're going to learn to delegate. And when you delegate something, you'll have a system to follow up if you're not 100% sure that that person's going to move forward. That's been huge. I delegate using my Command Central with things like little calendar reminders, keeping all the information together, automatic follow-ups. That makes it so simple. Learning how to delay things without it becoming out of sight, out of mind, that's also important. So for example, what most people do is they write super long lists and then anything they can't do that day, they just forward to the next day. And then they keep forwarding. And then you spend like minutes every day just forwarding things and never actually doing them. And then it feels really overwhelming. Instead, we would help you learn how to put things onto that someday list or onto a next in line list, or maybe incubate it for a while and have a calendar reminder pop up to remind you at a certain time that makes sense for you. So you only have a few things to do each day, not 37, because if you put 37 things on your list, you're not doing all 37. You're probably going to have 15 new things come in. You're going to get 3 of them done. Now you feel like my list is longer than it was when I woke up this morning, and it's going to happen again tomorrow. So why even try when every day I work as hard as I can and my list gets longer? You know that you hear that all the time, or you probably lived that, right? But when you can delay it and put it onto a specific list where it's safe and know it will come back to you through some kind of a calendar reminder or through a routine where you check those delayed lists, now your brain can rest. Also learning how to just delete things, how to be able to assess what are all the routines on my plate? What are the current projects on my plate? What am I expecting myself to do this week? And looking at it and saying, do I get a lift when I see this? Is it reasonable? Or is that just so overwhelming? And so being able to visually look at our list and make sure that it visually feels good, that's going to help you so that you'll actually get it done and you'll feel like, okay, I'm moving forward. I'm feeling really good. I'm making things happen in my life. And that puts you in the driver's seat of your life. I think all of us want to feel that way. Those who come here to learn to become, I've found that you care deeply about being personally replenished. You don't want to be the person who's flustered, exhausted, sick, just always just trying to do everything for everyone else, but not taking care of yourself. You know that it's important for you to feel healthy and rested and strong and mentally nourished and, physically nourished and be able to have great relationships. You know that's important for you. And so you prioritize your health and wellness so you can then have energy to do good things. You also want to strengthen your family and your relationships. You care deeply about those in your life. It's the people who matter most. So you're not trying to just check off a bunch of tasks so that you can be super important somewhere. You want to be able to do your work so you have bandwidth to build those relationships. So you could, sing around the piano or get out your guitar or do some painting or some gardening or do some craft project that feels really fun for you. Be able to volunteer, be able to just talk to someone who drops by. You want to be able to have this hospitality and this ability to be able to have bandwidth to learn so that when you have some free time, you can go to the library and get some new books, or you can sit down and listen to some podcasts or watch some videos and feel like, okay, I'm getting stronger and more capable and more skilled every day. And you also know that you have a unique purpose. You know that your experiences in life, whether they are really hard or whether they're wonderful, those experiences have created the person you are today, and that there are those who need your wisdom, your support, your energy, and your contributions, and you want to be able to do that. You have music inside you. You don't want to die with the music inside you. You want to be able to actually get out there and make it happen. And that's why I'm so passionate about what we do here, because I know it sounds like I'm talking about lists, calendars, file folders. I help people organize their emails. That stuff probably sounds so boring. Who wants to file? Who wants to file during their weekend or when they have some time off work? I love this process of filing and processing and organizing because it's what unlocks your ability to then take care of yourself, replenish, strengthen your family, and fulfill your unique purpose. So I hope as we've talked about these things, these automatic routines, this logical processing system for the bigger stuff, this pace that makes sense for long-term success, that you'll be able to kind of gauge how your current system is working. And maybe it's working great. If right now you've got it all locked in, no problems, there's no piles, you're moving forward on things, you're moving at a pace that feels really good for you, you could continue your whole life, that's fantastic. If you are feeling stressed and frazzled, not sleeping great, and your mind's spinning all night, and your kitchen counter and your desk are just covered with stuff, and every day you're thinking, I only got done a fraction of what I wish I had, so you're going to bed feeling overwhelmed and like you're failing, I just want you to know that there's another option for you. So I'm so grateful you're here with us at Learn, Do, Become. Please come to the show notes page at learndobecome.com/episode 230, and you can get links to learn more about STEP, learn more about our weekly email we send out with updates and inspiration, learn more about our YouTube channel and free resources we have here on the site. We're just so grateful for you and grateful for the chance that we have to serve you. Okay, keep up the great work. We'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.